Oh, a microphony.
And a phony at the mic.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
The Doctor of Discernment is now online.
Much like my show, in that it's a local reaction to things that are happening on a federal level.
Dispensing a daily dose of common sense. No prescription required.
Wow, do I have a boatload of stuff for you, from the crazy to the absurd. Let's start getting into it because, it is bizarro world out there. And I say, if it's obvious to me, should be obvious to everybody. Oh, wow. Who could have seen this coming?
This is the Fourth Hour with Greg Belfrage.
Hold on to your butts.
Broadcasting from my basement bunker beneath Kettle Radio. Welcome to the Fourth Hour with Greg Belfrage. So the president is in the air right now, and here he is climbing up Air Force One. He's on his way to Alaska right now. This video is from about an hour ago. So the president on his way, and we'll see what happens. I'm not entirely sure. There haven't been a lot of details as to exactly when that summit will be taking place today. Also, I got a number of things here that I want to share with you, and we'll kind of cut through them briefly. Washington, D.C. has been a big story, and we've had a lot of focus on it. Now you've got Washington, D.C. suing the Trump administration for a hostile takeover of the police department there. This is the Metro Police Department. So this was a Washington, D.C. Attorney General filed the lawsuit against the Trump administration this morning. This is new, just seeing this. So I wanted to share that with you. I don't know that they're defending the police chief's control of the department. They want a temporary restraining order blocking the attorney general from granting DEA's Terry Cole all of the powers of the police chief. I talked about that on the radio show this morning. So now we've got a lawsuit filed against the Trump administration as they are trying to take control of Washington, D.C. And I can't say I find that to be much of a surprise. I bet you don't. I would imagine that you don't. You don't either. Also, they're starting to push back now. Also, the mayor of Washington, D.C., and apparently rejecting the order by the attorney general. She said, "Let us be clear about the law requires during a presidential declared emergency. It requires the mayor of Washington, D.C. to provide the services of the Metropolitan Police Department for federal purposes at the request of the president. We have followed the law. In reference to the U.S. Attorney General's order, there is no statute that conveys the district's personnel authority to a federal official." We'll see how this plays out. We'll see where it goes. Like everything else, everything with the left is an absolute fight. And they'll fight on this, I think, just like they have, have been fighting on everything else. MSNBC's Morning Joe. I talked about them a little bit yesterday. Now I've got a little bit of video from the program. Matt Vespa has got a piece at Town Hall today talking about the conversation on Morning Joe, and they're the lookouts on the Titanic. They see the iceberg but can't do anything to alter the collision course. That's the Democratic Party. I think most know their agenda sucks, but they hate Trump so much, or they're bullied into taking these awfully public policy positions that they, risk the wrath of the progressive left and so on. So now the party is now defending crime. And they're starting to figure this out on Morning Joe. This isn't very long. I'm going to share this brief piece of audio from from Morning Joe. They're starting to figure this out.
And the murder rate, you can't keep saying violent
That's
crime
Chris
is down, but
Matthews.
the murder rate's up. To the average person, the murder rate's about life and death. You don't brag about a rising murder rate. And the Democrats are, I agree with you, Mika, they're falling into the trap of defending what's indefensible.
It's a trap. Yes,
Yes,
it's a trap.
it's a trap. Trump has laid a
not a winner
trap.
politically to say, oh, you're wrong, look at the data. Because, if one violent crime happens in a very heavily populated part of the city, people hear about it, and it's visceral. They don't want it. And they'll gravitate to the person who appears to be doing something about it.
And who is that? So they're starting to figure that it's a trap. It just cracks me up. So you're getting a lot of reaction from folks. The moment when Chris Matthews and Mika Brzezinski finally realized Democrats have been duped by Trump into defending violent crime in Washington, D.C. And then on the show the other morning, Joe Scarborough read a text from a very liberal person, and he said, and this is somebody who was very liberal and known to Scarborough, and Scarborough said, he says, this may sound controversial, but I'm not totally opposed to Trump's National Guard move in D.C. I know he's doing it for politics, but crime remains rampant. The reality is, it's only the left that says that Donald Trump is doing it for politics. Bottom line is, you got folks that are going to be safer. Speaking of keeping the, we'll talk a lot more about that, keeping the country safer. Kristi Noem also announcing, this is a story at One America News Network. Kristi Noem announcing the United States now has 1.6 million less illegal immigrants in the country since the beginning of the second Trump administration. She said in less than 200 days, 1.6 million illegal immigrants have left the United States. She said, this is massive. This means safer streets, taxpayer savings, pressure off schools and hospital services, and better job opportunities for Americans. Thank you, President Trump, she said. California, there's nonsense going on in California. Gavin Newsom, this is the latest now. He rallied support yesterday for his redistricting proposal in response to Texas's plans. He's telling the country, wake up, America. Got to wake up to what I thought the real news of the rally, let's go to Breitbart, because it was Breitbart who reported that there were federal agents. So Democrats are holding this rally. It's Gavin Newsom. And meanwhile, you got federal agents right outside. And they wanted to make sure that if anybody illegal was coming to this California event, they were prepared to catch them. So federal agents gathering for an immigration raid outside of Gavin Newsom's news conference. That's right, baby. You go ahead and attract them, and we're going to be there to catch them. That just cracks me up. Absolutely incredible. Only one other story I'll share with you this morning. Robert's making a great point here. Yeah, absolutely. Californian common sense, a contradiction in terms. Absolutely right. Sean saying radical Democrats in any level of government cannot handle being called out, held responsible for the consequences of their agenda. Steve saying incompetent people don't like being embarrassed on a national level. All their nonsense getting broadcast to everyone. It's supposed to be a secret. Yeah. That's right. We're here to blow the lid off of it each and every day. And I'm glad you're along for the ride. I love seeing your comments. I'm going to leave it there for today. You've made it to the end of the video. So you are part of my gallery of champions. Thank you so much for being here. Want to wish you a wonderful weekend. Also, special salute to the Bunker Brigade. Those are the folks that are here each and every day. Going to make a plea that you please subscribe to us on YouTube if you haven't already done so. Otherwise, I want to wish you a really wonderful weekend. I will see you again on Monday. So until then, I'm underground and gone.